Hello and welcome. In this match I am in the North Carolina still, and it's an interesting one. We have one carrier, a Lexington, they have a Shawcock and a Ranger, so we are a bit at a disadvantage in terms of carriers. They also have an Iowa, but we have two tier 8 battleships, so it's not the worst. And I kinda skipped quite a bit at the start since there wasn't anything. And it seems planes are attacking, so we're just warding them off. I think the carriers aren't quite used to the amount of anti-air things like a North Carolina has. I mean, I've already killed 7 planes. But that's okay. Right now I'm trying to not be the first battleship in line. But I also don't want to show targets my broadside. Since I couldn't find anything else, I want to go for this Nagato. Since this one seems like a good target, and the other reason is that if I want to focus on other things, it would be very good if I didn't have to worry about that Nagato citadeling me from the side. So sinking that one is rather important. Although that ship straight ahead can be problematic too. But hopefully my team deals with that one more. There's a Baltimore near the Nagato as well, which is also an important target. Because of the amount of anti-air I have, I'm not exactly worried about many plane strikes that will be very painful, so it's not that worrying. But I do want to go into the, well, straight ahead from my current position, mainly because if I kept going straight the other way, I would run into enemy destroyers, and that could be dangerous.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
That was a great shot.
Severely damaged.
Need to make sure I don't run into the iceberg as well.
All stations, requesting fire support.
Being close to the center is kind of nice, especially if you're not first in the line.
Attention, reporting the target
Because that
position.
means you're not being focused, but you can still be fairly aggressive. At this point it's important to keep moving and turning, so I don't get hit by a wall of torpedoes. Also, there are some cruisers straight ahead, which could be nice targets. Oh well, was worth it trying to hit the AO, or try to hit the Aoba. But the thing is that we do need to play a bit aggressive. We might have a Lexington, but he won't be able to hold off a Ranger and a Shokaku indefinitely, I think. So we have to use the time to push and try to corner the carriers. And it seems this Aoba stopped moving, so this is a perfect time to try to kill her. Although I did bring my back gun around since I wanted extra damage, since this is like a free shot.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
And yeah, it was completely worth it to run into this iceberg. Although running into it here is a bit problematic since it reminds me of getting stuck. I switched to AP on the next shot and tried to fire at the Hatsuharu. Since that's the only valid target, the other one is probably the carrier, which HE is fine for as well. Luckily I did not get stuck because they probably worked on the stuck issue quite a bit, so you can reverse out of them. Right now it's a pretty lucky situation that there are so many carriers there, or rather that both of them are there, so it might be possible to actually kill them. You do actually want to hit carriers with AP if you can, since citadel penetrations definitely do happen, but of course you can just, you know, get bad RNG at these ranges. It's completely possible. So I do want to switch back to AP soon, but with a destroyer around, it might be worth it to stick with HE for a bit. But right now, since there's a friendly destroyer ahead, who I think will deal with the Hatsuharu, I switch to AP as well. Although the HE damage is quite decent, AP is still better. I mean, two citadels will sink the Shokaku already. But it seems the Shokaku is reversing away, and there's a mountain in the way, or island, so it's a bit of a tricky thing to shoot. And that was some pitiful damage. But I have to be careful with the amount of planes ahead of me. Those could definitely kill me if I'm not careful. Especially since I don't have my fighter plane. I think actually that it might be a good idea to switch to the Ranger, since the Ranger is showing the broadside, is showing me her broadside, and the Shokaku is in a poor position behind that island. Also, I keep dealing like no damage with my shots, or well, very little damage. Since torpedo bombers are incoming, I slow down and turn into them right away. This way I want to take the minimum amount of them, but yeah, anti-air did the work quite well. Only two bombers were able to launch, and both of them missed. I mean, yeah. But I do think it would be worth it to try to finish one carrier off and then move on to the next one. I just keep getting very unlucky shots. I mean, I understand the range is quite big, so it's kinda expected, but still. But since the Shokaku is gonna definitely be behind the island, I'll try shooting at the Ranger instead. Although the Minakaze might be able to just take care of her on her own. But it's still worth the support fire, I think. Now what's important is that since I'm able to just go straight ahead, and I should be able to hit the Shokaku and the Ranger. Well, the Ranger's gonna die in a moment. Yeah, dead. So I'll just keep going straight and select torpedo bombers. I'll just try taking a blind shot on the Shokaku. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. I mean, you miss every shot you don't take, so... It's not like firing at the Aoba is super important. And I can use my back guns for it anyway. Since I cannot use the back guns on the Shokaku because that would make me run into an island. This is a bit of a better target though, since I can actually see the ship, unlike the Shokaku. But it seems the Oba actually moves around a little, so I completely miss it.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
But this time it appears that I can see the Shokaku, but I don't know if I can actually fire over this mountain here. I'll try anyway. Well, it seems like it didn't work out. Too bad. But the fire or somebody else already finished the Shokaku, so now it's 1 Aoba and 3 destroyers. We only have a little bit over 6 minutes left, so I'll try to hunt a little and then stay near-ish to the cap. Oh, somebody apparently is pinging. I wonder if one of the destroyers is there, since I'm headed that way anyway. It's excellent. Oh, and one of them is straight ahead. Or well, almost straight ahead. Might be worth it to switch to HE, since the cruiser that's coming to my right, the friendly cruiser, chasing the Aoba, is gonna deal with the Aoba eventually anyway, so it's better to deal with one of the nuisances straight ahead, since we have nothing in the cap zone and I'm the closest to them. I mean, if we can chase them down, then that's just better for us, or well, better for me. Because experience and credits. 2 Hatsuharus at around half HP, and they are close enough that I'm gonna probably hit most of, or well, maybe not most, but a lot of my shots. Come on now, Hatsuharu, don't be shy. Good girl. Excellent.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
That was well caught, Hatsuharu. I hope to do business with you again. And the other one has even less HP, which is even better, I guess. But still, I need to wait for my guns to actually reload before I can fire.
Torpedoes to port.
Luckily, it's pretty difficult to actually hit the battleship that does something when you're in a situation like that against a destroyer, so I'll probably not be hit by some stray torpedoes, although I do miss myself on the Hatsuharu too, so. This guy knows what he's doing, or he's just lucky. I actually guess he just knows what he's doing. But it's a choice between a Hatsuharu or a Fubuki. I think a Fubuki is a better target, more experience, and since he has more HP, I'll be getting a larger share of the percentage. And on top of that, the Hatsuharu keeps dodging, so I'll probably keep missing for quite a while. Whereas I have only tried one shot against the Fubuki, so it might work out. Currently, those torpedoes incoming seem a bit scary, but on the bright side, they are rather unlikely to hit because they were fired quite some time ago.
Target penetrated.
And they probably didn't think of my intentions of turning that way, so they completely miss. But I still want to keep my nose towards the Fubuki, since that one might actually have some dangerous torpedoes incoming. And the new wave of Hatsuharu torpedo seems to be pretty far away, so don't have to worry about that one for a while. And I think they should seal the deal on the Fubuki, and the back guns go for the Hatsuharu. Obviously. But I wasn't in time and didn't catch enough lead, and now I don't have any guns, so the Hatsuharu is going to be behind that rock. And there's nothing I can do about it. I think we might need to actually cap now, since I cannot get enough lead to actually fire there, so I slow down to make it more likely for me to not run into the torpedo on the edge, but then I noticed that it's an easy turn, so. But anyways, now I don't know. It's just waiting until we cap, I guess. Although we do have her visible, it's unlikely that we can actually hit, but you know, let's try a shot anyway. I mean, blind shot, who cares? I tried to look up to see, but couldn't see anything, so blind shot. Got him!
Enemy destroyer sunk.
sometimes shots are pretty good. 8300 experience too. That's a really good game. Although I only got 2 citadels, but I guess I dealt a lot with destroyers. And 2700 score, or base experience, since somebody was annoyed with the other expression. Well, it wasn't that much damage, but I guess I did fight a lot of destroyers, so 100k is actually completely fine. And lots of credits too. So, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe and thanks for watching.